Welcome to another episode of What If the Omnitrix Never Recalibrated. The scene opens with the Alien Force trio relaxing in the late evening as Kevin fixes the rust bucket too. The gang reminisce about the old days from back in the classic series when Kevin steps into the rust bucket. He pulls out his plumber badge, starting the vehicle. Ben and Gwen congratulate him, but Kevin doesn't need any congratulations as a rat porcupine like alien springs out of the shadows onto the top of the rust bucket. He fires off black darts at Ben and Gwen. Gwen blocks them from hitting Ben and her while Arjit jets into the RV. Kevin revs the rust bucket and he jets off, leaving the lot. Ben flips the dial and turns into Stinkfly and he soars right after the rust bucket. He gets on top of the van and he spews slime, trying to slow it down, but the rust bucket is creative. And even though Ben's efforts are strong, Kevin and Arjit still evade Ben in the rust bucket. Ben manages to get ahead of the RV and tries to slime their field of vision, which sends them both off-road. Stinkfly continues giving them chase as this plumber Ferrari vehicle tears through trees and forestry, making it back onto the road when Ben makes a change, turning into Ditto and preparing to rain down a storm of Tennyson clones on top of them. When suddenly, Arjit gets out on top and scatters a massive barrage of spikes, knocking out each Ditto, leaving Ben on the ground. Gwen finally catches up with Ben, and she is impressed that Kevin managed to escape Ben. The scene flips to Kevin and Arjit in a remote location. They decide to make the trade-off there, the mystery device that Kevin wants for the rust bucket. But he immediately gets deceived, and Arjit knocks out Kevin with his spines and speeds away with the rust bucket. Kevin reflexively wakes up after being thrown out and absorbs the nearest piece of matter to fight, but it is already too late as Arjit is long gone. He meets up with Ben and Gwen, and Ben expresses his frustration about Kevin taking the rust bucket. Gwen, however, trusts Kevin and believes he did it for a good reason. He flips out his tracking device and they then go to the exact location of the rust bucket, or at least what's left of it. Arjit arrives back at the location of the shell of the rust bucket and the team hide in the shadows. They pull up on Arjit in this baseball gear warehouse with blood in their eyes. But Arjit is a professional joestar and he uses his secret technique and bolts it as fast as he can. But Ben won't let him escape so easily and transforms immediately into his galvanic mechamorph form. Arjit tries to escape when he is cornered by a sentient baseball pitcher machine. He tries to escape up a ladder, but he is cornered by another one that Ben uses to shoot him down. But how is Ben even in two places at once? Similar to Basil, Ben is now able to make his techno blob self-replicate into smaller pieces with their own sentience. It becomes a standoff as the two stare down each other. Gwen and Kevin try to join the fight, but they get put to sleep, and now it's all up to Ben. Mano y mano, rat versus baseball machine. Arjit fires off a barrage of sleeping quills, making it impossible for Ben to dodge them. But Ben gets creative, jumping high into the air and shooting his baseball projectiles at the walls. But this trick shot connects, knocking out Arjit. The team gathers around him and Arjit tries to fire his quills, but Ben already super glued them to his body. Arjit is so desperate, he tries to pin it all on Kevin, and instead of dismissing the claims, Ben doubles down and agrees that Kevin can't be trusted. Kevin's frustration peaks and he tells them off and then leaves the group, ending up in the middle of nowhere to conduct his deal. He meets up with an old foe of Ben, Volcanus, and he knows that Volcanus has the mystery item, the Hollow Viewer. But Kevin has nothing to bargain with, so Volcanus creates his own bargaining chip, forcing Kevin to absorb Tatanite,
the rarest, most precious living gem in the galaxy,
to make himself rich. He tosses the Hollow Viewer and tells Kevin that he will never have it and that he will be his cash cow forever. Ben and Gwen drop in, however, and tell Volcanus that this cash cow has friends. But Volcanus isn't in for a conversation and he gets ready for a battle. The Red Miners attack Gwen as she's able to hold her own and defend against a few of them. And in the meantime, Volcanus takes on Ben, shooting a flamethrower at him, which he destroys with shards of crystal. Volcanus quickly tosses the weapon and charges at Ben, trying to give him the left-right good night, but he learns the hard way that Diamond is unbreakable and breaks his very mechanical hand. However, where one fails, another must succeed, and Volcanus' minions jump on top of Diamond Head, starting to mine him as well, which hurts Ben, causing him immense pain. Gwen realizes and jumps in, using her mana to take them down, freeing Ben from being jumped. Ben gets serious and he uses his crystallization ability, turning Volcanus' entire suit into complete crystal, breaking it from the inside out. A baby Volcanus scampers away as the team claim another victory. Gwen frees Kevin and the team finally get their hands on the Holoviewer, which reveals a message. Grandpa warns Ben of the dangers of this game that they're in, and that if he has gotten this message, he needs to assemble a team. He cannot continue to do this journey alone. But it doesn't end there, as the screen flips to a young girl with a gaze as far as the horizon, zombified, walking through her neighborhood. Hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. Comment which aliens you want to see pop up next, and subscribe.